And here we go. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the two-man front with Be Easy. I'm Be Easy. This is my boy, The Fog. And we got a jam-packed show. This is the NFL Draft Recap Edition. We hope you guys had a wonderful almost end to your weekend. We hope you guys had a wonderful draft season. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Fog, how you feeling?
I'm feeling good.
I know you're feeling good at it because you stole our guy.
I'm
No, I know you guys feeling good. We're gonna talk about that. We're gonna discuss that in a minute. And I'm not gonna lie to you, I just got over that because of how we did after that heist. after that heist. But I want to know how you feel about that because I think I remember you saying that you were a big fan of Makai Lemon, but
yes.
I know that. So I actually wonder. I was wondering, like, hey, I don't know if Foggy likes this motherfucker.
I think he'll fit into that offense nicely.
Yeah.
And I think with the grabbing of Eli Stowers too, I think that's going to help that offense, that passing offense out a lot. But
Eli, I never heard that. What school do you go to?
Stowers, he was the tight end.
Tight end, yeah. You're
Where the fuck was he? But yeah, I mean they grabbed him. I mean, all in all, I'm happy with with them getting Lemon. Like I said, at the end of the day, it's still we still got to see if Devonta Smith can truly play be the true number one. We saw at times he could really do things when he was out there and AJ Brown was hurt. But I
was actually going to pull that. I was going to actually pull that and see what you felt about your boy Devonta Smith now having to be the true number one. But we'll get into that. Maybe we can touch on that a little bit when you get to your grade. But that I was actually going to pull that. Like, is Devonta ready to be a number one? Because that's pretty much what we're looking at right now, honestly.
Yeah.
So, but yes, welcome to the show. Please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Please don't forget to leave comments below, whether you're watching on YouTube or any of the tags that I share. We're really looking forward to you guys joining in on the show. The conversation and the show goes a lot smoother when you guys join us. We're looking forward to that. Let's just jump right into it. I know you're short on time. Let's jump right into it. Like we always do, our favorite game, winners and losers. Whose TV is
that? Avery, lower that a little bit.
I literally heard every line of the show. I was like,
can you hear? Can you still hear it now or
no? Yeah, that's good. Hey, winners and losers. We got winners and losers. Fog. It can be anybody. It can be a player, a team. Who is your biggest winner and loser of this 2026 NFL draft?
Oh man, I think I'm gonna go player and team because I just don't like what they did, and I'm gonna say that the Arizona Cardinals and Jeremiah Love are the biggest losers. They did not have a need for running back. They made a trade for Tyler Algier, and I feel bad for that guy again because
I know
he goes to Atlanta. You're going to be the starter. They draft Bijan, and then he's got to sit there and play the bench. He goes to Arizona. He's like, I'm going to be the starter. Psych. We got Jeremiah Love.
It is. It's actually very sad.
So I don't think the Cardinals did a great job in their draft. Getting Jeremiah Love, there's no offensive line that he's going to be running behind. It's just going to be – it's a sad situation for Love. A sad situation for the Arizona Cardinals. It just shows you how dysfunctional teams continue to be dysfunction. My winner, I like what what Tampa Bay did.
Yeah.
In the draft. I mean, they committed to defense. You wind up getting Reuben Bain Jr. They wind up getting what was the other guys? They got a corner. I forget who else they got. They got a cornerback, but they got some on the defensive side of the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I want to say his name is they got him in the third round, Keontae Scott.
Yes.
Yeah. That was a good pickup. That was a solid value pickup for them. I agree.
I like what the Tampa Bay Buccaneers did in this draft overall. I also like the honestly honorable mention. I'd say the Tennessee Titans did pretty damn good too.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I wasn't a big fan of it. I wasn't a big fan of the Titans. Of Titans picking up Cornell Tate in the top 5 or 4 or whatever. I didn't see that coming. Maybe I didn't watch enough Cornell Tate tape. I don't know.
No. I listen. I
But
none of these receivers that were drafted in the first round were top 10 talents, in my opinion.
I agree. That's why I gave him. That's why I honestly gave the Titans a low grade in my draft grade, my first round grade. I was like, Cornell Tate. I almost felt like you could have dropped. You could have like moved back to get him if you really wanted him. You could have moved out of the top 10 because I feel like he was probably going to be there.
I think there wasn't going to be a lot of movement or a lot of people wanting to move in and out. Arizona had no trade partners to get back out of that third position.
Mm-hmm.
And once the dominoes started falling with certain players that started to fall back in the draft, i.e. Mekhi Lemon. And once certain players started to fall, and then those teams started to make a couple of moves, trading up to get some of those players, you saw the back end of that fucking draft. Everybody was trying to trade out. I mean, there were 8 trades. Trades. I think 4 or 5 of them happened with the last 5 picks in the draft.
Yeah. Niners pretty much traded themselves out. That's a loser. I don't know what the hell they were doing, actually. I kind of just gave one of my losers away. It was the Niners. The Niners and their damn draft plan. I don't know what I don't know exactly what the Niners plan is. I think the Niners always feel like, particularly Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch, always somewhat kind of feel like they can just. I don't want to say they feel like they're the smartest guys in the room because they have hit on a lot of gems. I don't want to say they have hit on some gems. Like they hit on Brock Purdy, right? Brock Purdy was a hit, right? They hit on some other guys too, right? I think George Kittle was a 3rd round pick, something of that sort. But I'm looking at a list of players that they have dropped in day 2, and one of those guys is Deshaun Stribling, which he went first. He was the first pick in the 2nd round, which is like there were so many other guys they could have gotten. So I don't know what that was. Cameron Latu gone. Tyron Davis Price, day 2 pick. Danny Gray, Trey Sermon. Debo was a big one. They hit on Debo. Jalen Hurd, and of course, and then Dante Pettis. I mean, so they hit on all those except one, right? I'm sorry, they hit on Debo, and all those were all just kind of bust. But I don't know what the draft plan of the Niners was. I'm not quite sure what they were trying to do. They made 2 trades to take themselves out of 27th pick. And there were some receivers that were possibly still there. I felt they could have moved up a couple spots, Concepcion, or even Omar Cooper Jr., but they did not decide to do that. I do like the K'Lon Black. I'll give him that. That was probably that was the guy I actually wanted. I knew it was a long shot we'll get him. But I do like the K'Lon Black draft or pick up in the 3rd round. That was a good value pick. I think he's going to bring a lot of value to that team. My other big loser are the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland Browns. I don't know. And not just the Cleveland Browns. It's the Cleveland Browns quarterback room. Look, at this point, the Cleveland Browns they're just thinking that one of these guys can play quarterback. One of these guys is going to play quarterback. And if they can't, honestly, it's kind of smart, but at the same time, it's kind of dumb because they have like 5 quarterbacks in their quarterback room who have all proven that you can't play or we have to play. Except Shador. I do think Shador can play a little bit. We'll see what he can do in the 2nd year. But the quarterbacks the Cleveland Browns are pretty much throwing stuff at the wall, throwing quarterbacks at the wall and see which one sticks. And that's just, for me, it's just like one of those things where like, man, I don't understand what the plan for the Browns is either. But I guess I'm gonna give you a hot take regarding them in a minute, but I'll save that for the end. I'll save that for the end of this show because we have the hot take section. The Cleveland Browns are one of my biggest losers. Winner, I'm gonna stick where you are. I'm gonna stick with Ruben Bain. I think Ruben Bain is a great winner. I think Ruben Bain fell. He fell, and we know why he fell for stupid reasons. I hate the arm. I hate the arm length thing. The arm length reason for him falling is one of the dumbest reasons. You cannot get a guy as productive and with a motor and as talented as Ruben Bain. But I love that he fell to Todd Bowles. I love that. I think that's one of the best places. I love that he fell to a place that emphasizes defense, that they're known for defense. Guys that did that time before, Simeon Rice, Warren Sapp, guys like that. Like I love Gerald McCoy. So some really big heavy hitter all time greats. I love that Ruben Bain be in that environment. He's gonna stay in the state of Florida. So he's from there, so he'll like know that environment. He'll know that area very well. So I think Ruben Bain. I mean, the best thing that happened to him was that he landed in Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
It was a great landing spot. And I mean, look, I don't these proclamations of like guaranteed. I didn't really. He wasn't one of my draft bust proof guys, but man, I'll be shocked if he's not at least a solid contributor for about 10, 11 years for Tampa Bay. I don't know if he's gonna be an all pro. I don't know if he's gonna be a Hall of Famer. I don't want to go that far, but I just man, I think he's gonna be I think he's gonna be great. Sure. Oh yeah, the TV is still loud still.
You hear now?
A little bit.
Hey, we got to lower that a little more.
Oh, that's cool now. All right, yeah.
All right.
Last winner, real quick for me. Actually, you know what? I think I'll just save this. I'll just save this for our next topic, actually, because I'm gonna bring this. We're gonna talk about the best and worst draft. Fog, which team had the best and worst draft? Best draft? Who had the worst draft, in your opinion? Overall team.
Man. I'm with you. We're the team that had the worst draft. Like the losers, I felt is different than worst draft. Worst draft, I'm the 49ers.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell they were doing.
Yeah, I'm not sure. They didn't have much to work with, so yeah. I
even looking at some of their picks, my brother, who's a 49ers fan, was like, I don't know about this.
Yeah,
so I think San Francisco had to be, that was the worst draft in my opinion. I think the best draft. I'm going to say I'm on the Tampa Bay train. Their first three picks: Josiah Trotter, Ruben Bain Jr. I like. We'll segue to that, but Ted Hurst and what our next topic is going to be. I think he's one of those guys that can shock people. You're talking 6'4", 195, 200. He could get up at the ball. He's a good outside receiver. I think all the signs are there is that when Godwin is gone, and that who knows when that could be because he could get hurt tomorrow. I think they're looking to make sure they have depth at the receiver position with guys that can get up there, get the ball. They've got guys there that could play the slot. Ted Hurst is a guy that's going to be an outside receiver. You're going to be able to get him in the red zone and get him into matchup situations for jump ball situations. So, like I said, I love what Tampa Bay did.
Yeah, Tampa Bay. I think they came out of this draft real big winners, and one of the best drafts. One of the best drafts in the NFL. Tampa Bay, especially getting Ruben Bain, Keontae Scott. Yeah, they got some guys. They did. I agree with that. Hey man, look. At some point, I understand that. We like to knock this team a lot because, they got. Aaron Glenn, I'm not even sure he's going to be able to see the fruit of this labor of this draft, because I still think he's a sitting duck. But you know what? I love the Jets. The Jets made out very well in this draft, as much as they could with the picks they had. The New York Football Jets made out very good in this draft. They replaced a lot of need. The only thing they did not get, and I said this in a post. I posted it somewhere. The only thing they did not get was a quarterback, and I'm okay.
But they got Cade Klubnik.
Oh well, I mean, he's at the future. What I'm saying is they didn't reach for a quarterback. They didn't trade up to get one or trade up to get Ty Simpson or some dumb stuff like that. They just say, you know what, we're gonna ride with Geno. We'll get a guy like Cade Klubnik who let's see what he can do. If he can outperform Geno Smith and be a starter, maybe that may not be saying much, but maybe he has something. He has talent. But I don't think he's the future. I think they're going to rely on next year in 2027. I think they'll be picking in the top 10 again next year. But look, Averill Reese, huge upside. You know, he was picked second. Third.
No, Reese went to the Giants.
Reese?
Yeah, Reese went to the Giants.
What am I looking at? Hold on.
David Bailey went to the Jets.
I was looking at something. Yeah, David Bailey. Excuse me. David Bailey went second. Averill Reese went after him. Yeah. So, David Bailey, local product on here from Mater Dei High School. So definitely a super talented dude. I love that pick. I definitely love the Keyon Sadiq selection. Very interesting. But they have a guy. They have a guy who's going to be a great pass catcher for years to come to whoever's throwing him the football. So they have a weapon, right? It's almost kind of like I compare it similar to what the Raiders did with Brock Bowers. Somebody's there for whoever the next quarterback, at the very least, Francisco Mendoza is going to have a weapon for years to come. So whoever the quarterback is going to really, really enjoy Caden Sadiq. And then who else did they get? They got Omar Cooper Jr. Cooper Jr. Huge pickup. Again, another weapon for whoever the quarterback is of the future. Is going to have somebody who's ready to go, who's ready to play, and a professional wide receiver. That was a great pick. I didn't see that one coming from them. But that's one of those smart picks, Fox. Omar Cooper Jr. is going to be good in this league. I don't know how good, but he's going to be good in this league. He's going to be a possession in a professional wide receiver for this league. And then lastly, they got one of my favorite players in the league or in the draft. And they got him, I want to say, what round did they get him in? Let me check. What round did they get this guy in?
Let me guess, Darrell Jackson?
No, but that was also a good pick.
That's FSU. I'm like,
no, that's also a good pick. Not Darrell Jackson Jr. Second round. I thought they got him in the third round. Second round, D'Angelo Pons out of Indiana is to me one of the most underrated picks. Honestly, if you want to segue to the next segment, it's probably my sleeper pick of this draft as far as a guy who I think is going to bring a lot to the New York Jets. Pretty much, I think going to replace Sauce Gardner with that hole that he left when he got traded to the Indianapolis Colts. So the Jets definitely made out very, very good. Real quick, worst draft. I mean, I'm gonna say Arizona. Arizona. I think they picking Jeremiah Love was one of those. Somebody made a comment like, I don't know who it was. I forgot who it was. It was somebody. Maybe it was on YouTube, but like Instagram or something. Were like, I guess a while ago, when Adrian Peterson was in the draft, and I believe the Cardinals were picking in that draft, and they passed on AP, and they're like, oh, we can't pass on another guy like AP. Like, look, talent alone, Jeremiah Love is a wonderful player. He is, but I don't think he's a guy that's going to carry your team to wherever you think, and especially he's not Adrian Peterson. Adrian Peterson couldn't even do that. Okay, as great as a running back he was, AP couldn't even lead or carry the Vikings to whatever they thought that he was going to carry them to. He couldn't do that. So that to me was just so many other ways it could have went. Then they go Carson Beck, and again, not a fan of the quarterbacks. We said not a fan of many of these quarterbacks in this draft.
Yeah.
But then they go Carson Beck. And I want to see who else they picked up. There's a couple of the guys I was not a fan of as far as like who else they picked up. I just feel like they blew it. The Cardinals. I think the Cardinals could have easily had a better draft. Um, and I think this kind of is probably going to set him back a little bit because look, if Jeremiah Love is your third overall pick and he doesn't like, I don't know what you expect him to do like week one. I don't know, or not week one, but like the whole year one. I don't know what they expect, what gain, value gain. Like this kind of brings back the point. I had a point, it was with when I was on a game-winning drive with Alex, and he said I'll never draft a running back in the first round, which I thought that was a little extreme. I would, but this high and with the team that's not necessarily ready and built for a running back right now, I'm not really sure why they went that way.
Yeah.
Not quite sure. So Jeremiah
best available. That was it. They went best available.
It was BPA. It was BPA, yeah. But the Cardinals, I feel like they're going to be picking in the top 5 through 10 for a while. Like unless Carson Beck and Jeremiah Love and Alligator and Marvin Harrison Jr. finally become something, I mean, we'll see. But I just think that
top 5 pick next year.
Top 5 pick, yeah, definitely a top 5 pick. And I mean, maybe they get their quarterback. Maybe they get their guy next year in the draft. But I still think they need a little.
Oh, what the hell?
I'm not sure what the heck happened, but
I was like, "Whoa, did I lose you?"
With that being said, let's go on. Hey, Fog, we love our sleepers. We love our sleepers. Best.
Well, you already gave us yours.
I kind of did. I kind of already gave you mine.
I already alluded to mine. Ted Hurst.
Ted Hurst, yeah.
Listen. I don't think Mbuka is going to pan out the way people thought he was going to pan out in Tampa Bay. When McMillan came back from his injury, Jalen McMillan was putting up similar numbers to Mbuka. They were both pretty shitty. So, Mike Evans. It's just Godwin now. I think they went for Hurst for a reason, and I think the reason is going to show maybe sometime mid-year this year or towards the end of the year. I think Ted Hurst is going to wind up being a valuable receiver and a top target on that team.
Yeah. I like that. I like Ted Hurst too. I think Ted Hurst is going to be a guy that's going to. He may bring something day one. He might be a guy that's going to bring something day one to the Bucs. Like you said, Chris Godwin may go down week one, and then it may have to be Ted Hurst, right? Because Chris Godwin is never healthy. So I like that pick too. Good value pick. We're get him in the third round, I believe.
Yeah, third round.
84th pick I'm seeing right here. So like that's a good, solid value pick. And when we get to our teams, we got a couple of sleeper guys that I love as well, but we'll get to that in a minute. But I'm going to say this. Look, this guy could have been a winner too, because I think the motivation that he's going to have moving forward, I think Jermod McCoy may have a chip on his shoulder because he fall to.
Did he go to the third, or did he get picked by the Raiders in the fourth round?
I think he got. Fourth round.
Fourth. I think he got picked in the fourth round.
Day 3 pick. Yeah, fourth round Raiders pick 101. That might be a pick where like, and this is one of the questions that I believe we're going to pose. Like 5 and 10 years from now, what's going to be your biggest hot take? That might be a pick where we're saying, wow, how did 101 teams pass on arguably the best cornerback in the game? It might be one of those Richard Sherman type things, right? Richard Sherman.
You got to remember, he came back to school, NIL deal, the whole nine. And I think that because a year ago he was touted as the top corner coming out in the game.
Yeah,
he was the best. So he fell from being a day 1 pick a year ago to being a day 3 pick?
Day 3. 101 Raiders. Mm-hmm. Yep, day 3 pick. So that's a fall. And again, I think he's super talented. I knew he would fall, but I was like, someone in day 2 is going to pick this guy. He's too valuable. He's too good. and they kept falling. He kept falling, and he led into the Raiders' lap. So the Raiders made out pretty good in this draft as well. The Raiders made out pretty good. I'll give them that. Tom Brady or whoever's calling the shots over there, whoever it may be, the Raiders came out pretty good in this draft as well. So I'll give them that. But I'll say I think that was one of my sleepers. I do have one more. I do think this guy is going to be I think Keontae Scott. Again, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Like we keep touching on them. The Buccaneers. They got him in the fourth round, and he was like the heart and soul of that Miami defense last year. You know, he's the transfer out of Auburn. He came down there. He was the heart and soul of that team. He is a little older. He's gonna be 25, so he's one of those NIL transfer portal babies that don't want to leave school, right? So there's a lot of that going on in Miami as well. Who's the other guy? Amaris? Oh my God, what's his name? Oh my goodness. The edge rusher.
The other edge rusher.
The other guy who went, goodness, I can't. His name just literally escaped me. But the other guy who went to, where did he go? I think he went like a couple spots. He went a couple spots after Bain. But those guys bookend. They bookend pretty much Miami's defense in college. But he's 25 years old, right? You know, I mean, these guys are older, right? You know, Carson Beck's 23, but you know, like Kaylon Black, who I think is going to have a pretty big impact for the Niners because he's such a good power back. He's going to be a good change of pace. He's another sleeper who I think could have a good year. But I'm not trying to change the subject here, but these guys who come in older, like Kaylon Black, is going to be 25 in October. So by the time he gets to his second contract, he's going to be almost 30 or at least 30. Right. So like he has to play. He has to hit right away because if he doesn't,
he's not getting that money.
He's not getting that money. And in reality, I know it's a running back, so I know the value of running backs are low. I get all that, but it's kind of a wasted pick. like the third round pick is not something you just want to waste, right? So he has to hit. I mean, it almost feels like I don't want to say he has to outgain or outshine Christian McCaffrey. He's not going to do that, but he really has to be the complement for Christian McCaffrey, like almost damn near a 1-2 punch to keep Christian McCaffrey healthy. And because Christian McCaffrey's getting any younger, I want to say he's 30, if not 31. He's getting up there in age. He probably has one more year of solid productivity in him until we start seeing the decline. But Kaylon Black is another guy that I think is going to be pretty good. But again, I worry about the age, and I also worry about the wear and tear. Guy was in college for like 7 years.
Yeah.
Like so. You know what I mean? I like the wear and tear, man, of these guys coming in this late. I actually wonder if that's going to be a topic of discussion as we move forward about the age of these guys coming in, and how that if it will eventually affect draft stock, as far as how old they come in to the league.
I don't think it'll necessarily affect draft stock. I think because I think for teams, you're still drafting a rookie. You still got guys coming out on rookie contracts. I think it makes it what it's going to do is going to make it easier for the teams to say, well, if he didn't live up to the expectations, we can part ways, or we don't have to negotiate. You coming out above the age 24 and older. You have now officially given contract negotiation leverage to the organization.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. So that's what I mean, I don't know if it affects the draft stock. Maybe you're right about that, but it definitely will affect how these players move. Particularly if you're a running back. Like if you're coming out the draft and you're almost 25 years old, usually that's around the age you're supposed to be like maybe like year 3, and you're supposed to be like a guy that's established.
Yeah,
25. You turn 25 during the season. I mean, like you, like, and then you want that second contract. How many running backs get paid like a huge second contract at the age of 30? Not many.
No,
I can't even think of. I can't. Maybe AP, was it AP? Maybe Saquon got his money. Saquon's what, 27, maybe like that. So he's still pretty young. Like, he's not older. So that's something that I'm going to be paying attention to as far as like these guys moving around, transfer portal, 8th year eligibility. Like it's not, you're absolutely right, Fogg. Like, you're giving leverage to the owners and or the teams or GMs, whoever, with these contracts now because like you're 25, dude. Like and you're on your rookie contract for 4 years.
Yep.
So unless you're a quarterback who these guys can play until they're 40, and you could have a 15-year career if you come into the league at 25, you're pretty good. You're pretty set. Right? You're pretty set. All right, let's go ahead and move on to our team. So Frog, give your team a grade. Give us the best value pick, your biggest sleeper, and your biggest question mark. Like, why did they go that way?
Honestly, I'd give the Eagles an A. I think they did a really good job drafting.
Okay.
And it's very hard for me to say that about my team too. I love the Stowers. I love getting Markel Bell. My sleeper is going to be Mekhi Morris, and how he is the inside linebacker out of Georgia.
Yeah,
I like it. I like him. I like the pick. I like the addition of depth, and I also think that he could turn into a solid, for 5 to 7 years to come, starter for Philadelphia at the linebacker position. The pick I'm completely lost on. I don't even know why they did it. Why would you even go to North Dakota State for a quarterback again? Like, did you not learn the first time? Why would you? I don't care what round you grabbed them in. Why is Cole Payton?
Hey, I'll say this: I was wrong about one thing, but I did. Well, I was wrong and right. I did say that the Eagles would pick a quarterback. I don't know. I didn't watch a lot of tape on Cole Payton, so Jalen Hurts may be safe. But I did. I thought they were going to pick one between the rounds of 2 and 3. So I thought they're going to get at least a day 2 guy, but they did not. So maybe Jalen's okay. I don't know.
Well, I think Jalen will be fine. Didn't Drew Aller go day 2?
Yeah.
Did your Steelers?
Wrong freaking Pennsylvania team, dude. Like, you can read the script. Like,
I saw him live, and I'm like, yeah, he ain't it.
So yeah, he's not. So I remember not to interrupt. I remember, actually, it was on Friday. He was day 2 pick, and I was at work, movie night with the kids and all that, and I'm like, let me just peeking in the draft. I was just kind of watching while they're watching the movie on silent. I was watching the draft on silent, and I say our pick is in. All right, cool. So this is going to be I want to say is our 3rd round pick, I believe.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm just see who we get. I thought we were going to go quarterback, but I didn't. I thought we were going to go quarterback much later. I thought it was going to be around 5th, 6th round, another Will Howard thing, take a flyer on a guy like Cole Payton, right? I thought it was going to be one of them situations. When I kid you not, when I saw we got Drew Aller, we wasted a 3rd round pick on Drew Aller. When I say I didn't slam my computer because then I don't want to make a scene. Like I don't want to make a scene. When I say I closed my computer with some force, I was like, dude, this is just why? Because honestly, it was the same feeling I got when we drafted Kenny Pickett. Like the same feeling. Like, why are we so obsessed with these guys' close proximity with us? I don't look. The only thing that I thought about, and when I kind of cooled down, was that look, maybe Mike McCarthy sees something in him. I don't know. Maybe Mike McCarthy, he's a quarterback guy. Maybe he thinks he can get something out of him. Maybe I don't know. I'm not really sure. I mean, Aaron Rodgers is definitely coming back now because you don't draft a guy like that if you don't think Aaron Rodgers is not coming back. So Aaron Rodgers is definitely coming back now. Our quarterback room right now currently is Drew Aller, Will Howard, and Mason Rudolph. Right. So I mean, Aaron Rodgers.
Man, that's a star-studded quarterback.
He's coming back. Like it's just so I look, man. But outside of that, stick to the positive. I love best pick in my opinion was Jeremy Bernard. I love Jeremy Bernard. I think that he I don't know if it's Jeremy or Jeremy. I got to hear it, but I love the pick out of Alabama. I think he's a solid receiver. This is why I'm surprised the Niners, and there are so many receivers they could have gotten after before they got whoever the hell they got. But I do love that pick. The Max Inacor pick, our first round pick. I wasn't upset with that. Even though when you swipe Mekhi Lemon from us, I was actually mad because I felt like he was going to be someone that could just like be great alongside Michael Pittman, the slot guy, Michael Pittman, and you got DK
DK.
Metcalf, yeah, and then you got Mekhi Lemon in the middle in the slot. That's a great trio right there to whoever's throwing the football, right, and whoever we draft next year or whatever it's going to be. But you know what? We got to protect. It looks like we will be running the football a lot because I love the guys we drafted. I love Mac DeCanor and I love Jennings Dunker. So we're gonna run that rock a lot. We got the running back Dowell from the Panthers. We got Warren. So I think we're going back to Steeler football. Run the ball, stopping the run. Right. So I'm excited about that. So I actually liked our draft. I gave it a B. I probably will give it a B when I do my own draft show on our team. I'll stick with the B. It wasn't a home run draft, but it was a draft where we got a combination of some good free agents, combination of some good trades with Jamal Dean, and we got Michael Pittman Jr. Right, we got Bernard. We drafted him, so we are putting together very slowly a good squad here. Biggest question mark, obviously, was Drew Aller. I mean, best value to me was Jeremy Bernard, best value pick right there. Maybe even Jennings Dunker. Got him in the third round, right? We got 3 third-round picks. And I think he's going to be a staple on our draft on our line. So I'm excited about where our line.
That kid from Georgia, Dalen Everett, I think you guys got at the cornerback
The
position.
quarterback, yeah, Dalen Everett, yeah, Dalen
I
Everett.
like that pick.
I like that pick too. I just missed that. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't say that either. I like Dalen Everett. So we did some things in this draft that we obviously drafted our needs. Not a lot of BPA picks. And look, I think we're just getting back to Steelers football as far as running the ball, stopping the run. But again, Drew Aller does not solve our quarterback problem. So that's still always going to be a question mark. But we'll see. Look, Mike McCarthy, again, I want to see what he does without a superstar quarterback. This is going to really show me whether or not he's a good quality coach as far as doing things and coaching up guys. That was Mike Tomlin's biggest attribute was getting the most out of
nothing.
Right. That pretty much like literally raising the floor out of his teams. So that's going to be something that's how I'm going to be judging Mike McCarthy, right? Moving forward as far as what he can do. All right, Fog. Ending at the show. 5-10 years from now, biggest hot take of this draft.
Sonny Styles will be considered the best linebacker that came out of this draft and one of the best linebackers in the NFL.
I don't think that's a really hot take. He was top 10 pick. But
who is anybody? What was the buzz around Sonny Styles? There was more buzz around all these other players.
There was.
And it was like, oh, Sonny Styles went to Washington, and it's like, did you guys watch this man play football? Are you kidding me? The man was. It's like going to a boxing match and you're watching all the undercard fights, and then the main event is the best fight there, and everybody's talking about the undercards, and it's like, yeah, I just didn't see what just happened here, right? No, nothing.
I agree. No, I agree. I think Sonny Styles is going to be really good.
I think Hall of Fame career. I think Hall of Fame career for Sonny Styles.
I mean, look, if he stays healthy, and look, he went to Washington. This is not Daniel Snyder's Washington. So I think I think this is going to be a different team, different vibe, different coaching. I like that pick a lot. I do like that pick. I think he's going to be I think that was a home run pick for the Commanders. My hot take is this. My hot take is I don't think I'm gonna say 10 years. 10 years from now, we're gonna forget that Francisco Mendoza was the number 1 overall pick.
He might not even be in the league.
See, I wanted to say that, but I don't know. I didn't know where you would go. 10 years from now, I think Francisco Mendoza is going to be a journeyman. He may be a backup journeyman.
Chase Daniels.
He might that. Oh wow!
There you go, Chase Daniels. That's his career.
I mean, was Chase Daniels a backup journeyman, or was he on the same team? Like, was he like kind of like a what's that guy's name on the Chiefs? Who's just there? Chad Henne?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, Chad Henne.
Daniels, he came out of Missouri, and I know he was a backup in Philly for a couple of years. He was a backup in Kansas City.
And then with New Orleans. Did he end up in New Orleans? I think he ended up in New Orleans. So
I feel like he bounced around to 3 or 4 teams. But hey, listen, he had a nice backup career. I think he had 8 to 10 years in the league as a backup.
Hell of a backup career. I would say that I think Francisco Mendoza's career is going to be somewhat akin to like a Jameis Winston. I think they're going to give him a shot. And he's going to make some magic, but he's going to really make some bad plays. And then they're going to get rid of him. Then he's going to be kind of flounder around the league, like Wade Jameis is right now, right? Jameis is floundering around the league as a former number 1 overall pick. Some consider him a bust, some don't. I think he's kind of in the middle there. He's still in the league. But I think 10 years from now, I don't think Francisco Mendoza is going to be remembered as the number 1 overall pick. I think we're going to forget he was the number 1 overall pick in this draft. I don't think he is the guy. I just don't. I know the Raiders want him to be the guy.
He's going to be a trivia question 10 years from now.
He might be like he might be. I don't think he's going to be a bust like a Ryan Leaf or a Jamarcus Russell type of guy, but I think he's going to be a guy that's not going to obviously live to the number 1 overall pick. I'm going to say the same thing I said on the game-winning drive. Why, if Francisco Mendoza's draft comp for a lot of people was Kirk Cousins, why the hell is he going number 1? If that's his draft comp, why are we going number 1? Like I don't. People forget that Kirk Cousins was the 4th overall pick. Fourth round pick.
4th round pick, yeah.
Yeah, do people forget about that? Like, why is he going number 1? Kirk Cousins did have a nice career. He had a nice career in Washington, and a nice career in Minnesota, where he had some moments, right? The only thing that Kirk Cousins won was the agent draft because his agent is incredible. Like whoever the hell that may be.
Well, now Kurt gets to groom his heir apparent.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable parallel. Like unreal. That is crazy.
Do you believe in a parallel universe?
I will say this. This is not really a hot take. I want to say this. I was gonna save this for the end regarding the Cleveland Browns. If I'm the Cleveland Browns right now, you have to trade Myles Garrett today before the season starts. Right now, while he's at his highest, right now, while his value is at its peak, right now, if you want to get the most out of, you cannot wait till the season so teams can see him, and then he starts messing up or he gets hurt and his value plummets. You trade him now. I thought he was gonna get traded during the draft, but I was like, that's too big of a trade. But I would, if I were him, if I was the Browns, I'd say, look, he's out there. We want a quarterback in next year's draft. We want to stockpile some picks. We want to get that Jeremiah Smith. We want to get that possible Arch Manning, whoever's coming out. We want to get those guys. Like that draft next year looks pretty solid, right? Looks pretty solid. If I'm the Browns, I'm like, look, man, Myles, we don't really have a plan moving forward. We got 5 quarterbacks that probably can't play. So we don't have a plan. So if I'm them, I'm like, I'm dangling them out there. Like at the very least, whatever the hell the Ravens got for Max Crosby before they nixed the trade is what the Browns should be looking for Myles Garrett.
I'd give that in a heartbeat. If I'm Philly, take my 2 first-round picks this year and next year. I got no fucks to give.
If I'm see the thing with Pittsburgh, we want a quarterback, so I don't know if you want to give your 2 first-round picks away. I don't know. Like you guys, yes, because you guys have your quarterback. You guys are kind of set. It's got to be a team that feels like, you know what, we are set right now. We are good to go. We got a quarterback for the next X years. We got this. A defense is stacked, or not stacked, but it's ready to go. Let's trade for Myles Garrett. Let's just go all in. Okay, so kind of going back to that all in subject. This would have made sense for the Bengals, but they're not going to trade him in the division. They know that. No. They're not going to trade Myles Garrett. The Browns are not going to trade Myles Garrett within the state. Like, they're not going to do that. No, it would have to be a haul for them to do something like that. You would have to kind of give up Joe Burrow, most likely, to get Myles Garrett on your team. So that's not going to happen. But it would have made that is an all-in trade. That is an all-in guy in an all-in trade. If you want to trade your top 10 pick, your next 2 years, your first round picks for a guy like Myles Garrett, and then some,
yeah, you do that.
And you do that. You do that.
And once again, we lose Brian in the midst of trying to trade Myles Garrett. What the hell is wrong with this man's connection?
It's probably AJ. It's probably AJ could come talking shit about the Bengals. With that being said, trade Myles Garrett. Browns, you do yourself a favor. Actually, you do yourself a huge favor if you trade Mr. Myles Garrett as soon as possible
to at least a winning team.
To at least a winning team. Exactly. So I said, I think a team like the Niners. The Niners, to me, will be a team right now that can use Myles Garrett. Joey Bosa's out. You can use a guy like Myles Garrett. He's like that. That would be a team. The Bills already traded though. They already kind of like did that to get they gave a lot for DJ Moore. They gave a lot.
They did, but I tell you what, I'm happy with that because I got DJ Moore on my fantasy team.
Wait, how do you have fantasy already?
We do a dynasty league, so I already had these teams set up. I was so unhappy with this draft class that I traded my first and second round pick this year to Spoonie, and I got Devin Akane out of it.
Wait, dynasty league means like you guys go in the offseason as well?
Oh no, we have all our players set. So what you'll do if you're doing a dynasty startup, you'll start the league. You'll have your whole, however many rounds it is for the draft. But now your team is set. After that, all you're doing is drafting the incoming rookies. So your draft rounds are like maybe at most 4 rounds.
Oh wow, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
I'm about to get into that. I didn't know. So it's like, that's pretty guys draft rookies.
Yeah. So we're just we're at the stage where we're just drafting rookies. We're 2 years into doing the league already.
You keep the same players.
Yeah. Everybody you drafted, you kept unless you're going to trade it to somebody else.
That's interesting. That is like a dynasty. That's kind of dope. I got to get into that. I got to see if I can find a league like that. I didn't know that was a thing. I had no idea.
Like I said, I did not like my draft position. It's a 12-team league. I was the 109, and I'm like, anybody that'd be worth anything is going to be gone within the first 5 or 6 picks. I said, fuck this. I'm just going to trade back. I'm going to trade out of my picks, see if I could get somebody good. Everybody is down on Devin Akane right now because of what's going on in Miami. But guess what? He's only in year 2. Like
a guy being that small, he's got to carry a big load. Pause. Yeah, but yeah.
But he's still he's still going to produce better than anybody that I would have drafted coming out in this draft.
He's going to get a lot. He's going to get a lot of touches.
So
a lot of touches next year. Yeah, he's like, but I fear for his health because of those touches. And the line it's not great. They're just starting from complete scratch in Miami. So we'll definitely see. We'll definitely see what happens. The Miami Dolphins are just a skeleton of our team right now. It's unbelievable how they just look so much different than they did 2 years ago.
Just a year ago, yeah. It's
2 years ago when they made the postseason. And they got smacked by the Chiefs, but they still made the postseason. It's 2 years ago. What time you kill?
They did get a lot of people, though. And I think where they got what's his name in the
Yeah,
third round?
they
Chris
had
Bell?
they had Chris Bell. Yep, the running back. They had a pretty good draft. I'll give them that. They had a pretty solid draft. I'm not gonna lie. They did. The wide receiver out of Louisville.
Yeah.
I didn't like the Caden Proctor pick. I wasn't a fan. I thought that was like a little bit of a reach.
It was, but it was still a need.
But it was still a need. It was still a need. I felt there were other guys they could have gotten, but I get it. If you felt like Caden Proctor was the best, whether you move him to right or left tackle or even guard, if you want to put him at guard, I don't know. But I think that was the bad pick. Chris Johnson, San Diego State, a little bit of a reach there, but not bad value. Pick him at the end of the second or first round. But I do like the Chris Bell pick in the third round. That was a good, solid value pick and Trey Moore out of Texas. I do like that. That might be a good one too. That might be one that we talking about. Like, wow, he fell to the fifth round, and he might be a guy that's maybe a couple time Pro Bowler in that. So we'll see. We'll see what and did they get a defensive minded coach? Who's the head coach now? It's not LaFleur. Is it LaFleur? Is it
no, the LaFleur went to Arizona. Mike LaFleur, right?
Yeah, Mike LaFleur.
Yeah, he went to Arizona.
He went to Arizona. Who I thought? Okay, I don't know who the offense coach. I forgot. Let's see. I forgot who Miami's coach is. I want to say they got a defensive minded guy. I want to say they got a defensive minded guy, but I don't remember his name.
Did they get the guy from what the fuck was his the guy from the Rams?
The OC or the quarterback coach? No,
he was the DC.
Jeff Hafley. I knew they got somebody from the Packers. Jeff Hafley is now the head coach for the. I was like, who they get from the Packers? Yeah, that's what they got from the Packers. Jeff Hafley came, defensive coordinator from the Packers, and Bobby Slowick. I was like, I know who they got for OC, but it was like an offensive guy. But Bobby Slowick, a guy who was supposed to be like that next dude, man, he fell hard. But yeah, he definitely fell. Bobby Slowick. But Jeff Hafley is a good pick. And then our boy, real quick before we go, Bobby Zaloga. Chiefs had a great draft. Watch out. The Chiefs did have a good draft. I'll give you that, Bobby. I like the Chiefs. The Chiefs had a pretty good draft. I like what they did. I like what they did. I don't know about trading up for Mansour Delane was something they needed to do, but they must like him a lot. But obviously, it was a huge need after losing Trent McDuffie. They got Peter Jones, who I think is going to be pretty good. He's going to be right next to Chris Jones. Peter Woods, right next to Chris Jones out of Clemson. I think that he's gonna be pretty solid. And then they got Garrett Nussmeier. And talk about a loser in the draft, though. Man, that's man.
His fall was crazy over the last 2 years.
But like, I think that kind of goes to show you what kind of coach Brian Kelly was and person that he was, and just trash. And I felt kind of bad. For Grant Musburger or for Grant, but that's my. But we'll see. But that's gonna do it for us. Two-man front. We really appreciate everybody who's watching on all platforms: YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you are watching right now. Thank you for watching with us. Thank you for staying with us this early morning on my side, or I believe early afternoon on Fog's side. Here, we'll be back to talk about other things as far as what's going on in the sports world. We got free agents that still need to be picked up after the draft. We got obviously NBA playoffs coming up, and they're heating up as far as what's going on in the NBA playoffs. A lot of twists and turns, and injuries are starting to affect these playoffs. We'll talk about that going forward. And of course, obviously, whatever big football news comes up going forward, because we all know the NFL, obviously, there is no off season. So we obviously know there's going to be something happening. And of course, obviously, after the draft, we got mini camp. And then, of course, we got that dead period in June. And, of course, July will be coming up. We got training camp. We'll be raring to go. But we'll definitely be talking about other things in between. But thank you guys for joining us today. We will definitely see you guys next week. As far as myself, I'm Be Easy. That is the Fog. And we'll definitely see you guys next week.